Yo, guys, so it's finally here. Team of the year. I'm super surprised at the cards. That's all I'm going to say. I'm surprised. I'm not disappointed because there's still some cards that I really think are awesome. Let's go over the offense first. If you guys don't know, Madden Ultimate Team on Twitter just released the Team of the Year cards, and I'm going to give you my opinion on them. If I had the stats on the back, I would be a little bit more happy. I'll leave the link to the blog in the description of the site. But the first thing I want to say is that these are the Team of the Year cards. These are not the top tier cards. So if you think that DeAndre Hopkins and Brandon Marshall aren't the two best wide receivers, well, you're probably right. There probably is someone like Julio Jones and Antonio Brown. That is for the positional hero collection. If I'm not mistaken, this whole Team of the Year thing started out last year. I don't think it was in Madden 25. So a lot of these cards are good, but they're not the best. So don't freak out if you see a 93 overall or even a 91 overall. But let's go ahead and start out. So offensive line wise, it's always incredible to get good offensive lines. So far that I can see, Joe Thomas probably not going to be that expensive. Literally entire left side is not going to be super expensive, and same with Khalil because there's already players very similar to that overall. Now Marshall Yanda, on the other hand, is probably going to be super expensive because I know the 93 overall right guard is like $250K right now, so that card's going to be probably upwards of $500,000 to $600,000, knowing how people price cards. Same with Brian Bulaga. He's probably going to be pretty expensive because he is one of the highest rated right tackles. Now, the cards that I'm really interested in, first of all, is this Tyler Eifert. Now, I want to see what his run blocking and what his speed are, because run blocking, he normally gets gypped on. So I want to say if it's anywhere close to 70, I'll be okay. Or even 65 and above, I'll be okay with it. But if his speed is not at least 90, I'll be pretty pissed, because this guy is really, really quick. He better have some good spectacular catches as well. That's a player that I really want to pick up on my team. Receiver-wise, none of these guys impress me. DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Marshall, and Tyler Lockett, none of them really impress me. Doug Martin, they're probably going to chip him on his speed a lot. And then Russell Wilson, I'm pretty sure has like a 93 or 94 overall card that's already pretty good. So I honestly don't know how he's going to fare. And then John Kuhn is probably going to have insane run blocking and then pretty good speed catching and carrying. So not much on that. The defensive side is what I'm more intrigued about. So here it is. This is the defense, and you guys can already see in the bright yellow jerseys, 94 overall Aaron Donald. Don't even get me started on how Geno Atkins has a better card than him. Don't even get me started. Aaron Donald was the best defensive... I shouldn't say that because there's a little bias there. He was the best defensive tackle in the league. No question about it. You can't even argue that at all. You could argue about defensive linemen. I would venture to say he was the best defensive pass rusher in the league. And I don't know. I'm just not even going to talk about that. Let's not even talk about that. But let's go ahead and talk about the defense. And these are players that I think will really impact your team. So let's just get the nonchalant players out of the way. Dan Bailey, whatever. He's not going to have 99 kick power. It's not going to be great. Johnny Hecker, dude's the GOAT. No one even needs to talk about him. Rams Pride, hashtag Rams Pride. Free safety, Reggie Nelson. I don't really know why anybody would want a Reggie Nelson card. He's really short, and at the safety position, you need somebody pretty tall. And if they're not pretty tall, they better be able to tackle really, really well. And I don't think this Reggie Nelson card is going to be able to tackle super well. The other safety card. This is a card that is going to be incredible for multiple different reasons. One, the 97 overall Cam Chancellor is going to make the price of 98 overall Ed Reed just plummet. These cards are probably both going to hover around 500 to 600K. So if you want a 98 overall Ed Reed, you should be able to get him. I mean, if you have 800K, I mean, that's pretty hard to attain, but it was going for like 1.4, 1.5 mil before, which is just ridiculous to pay for a defensive player that you really don't even use or control. So 97 overall Cam Chancellor looks like an absolute stud. That is a must-have on my team. The thing is, though, I do sub out a lot of those players when I use her with free safety Calvin, so I'm not exactly sure. I might honestly start him at free safety. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I want to see the stats. You know he's going to have over 100 hit power. He's going to have at least 102, in my opinion. Linebacker-wise, none of them really impress me. Jamie Collins is really, really good. But at that left outside linebacker position, you already have Derek Brooks, and I bet you anything the stats are like almost identical. So unless you want the overall boost or you just want team of the year, I don't think any of the linebackers are going to be that good. Cornerback-wise, Aqib Talib, Richard Sherman, both look good, but their speed is always super low. So unless they were able to bump up the speed to at a minimum 92. I don't think they're going to work with the way people run drags and slants and all those types of things. This is what I think is the most intriguing part of the entire team of the year promo is the defensive line. Now, as much as you guys know, people run a lot of blitzes, and you don't really need that great of players on the defensive end position if you run blitzes, because those are the guys that fly through the B gap or fly through the A gap, depending on which position you blitz. So speed-wise, you have your guys. Like, you have your Von Miller, you have your Vic Beasley that you can put in there. But any one of these players right here, honestly, I think you could play a defensive tackle and would be incredible. Ezekiel Ansah, dude's going to have at least 90 speed. He's going to have great power move. He's going to have okay block shed. Geno Atkins is probably going to have okay speed with a really high strength, really high block shed, really high power move. Aaron Donald is probably going to be a card that everybody wants, but I would hesitate on getting him because I think he's going to get an NFL honors card. I think he's going to get Defensive Player of the Year, and I think he's going to get an NFL honors card. That's why he didn't get the highest overall card right here. I think Aaron Donald is going to have ridiculous speed, at least 86 speed, maybe even 87 if they're feeling risky. He's going to have 93 to 94 block shed and power move, and he's going to have really, really good excel and really good player, or at least he should. Muhammad Wilkerson, those cards always play incredible. He's going to have probably like 75, 76 speed, but he's probably going to have like 95 power move, 96 block share, something crazy like that, and super high strength. So, again, a card that you can play at the defensive tackle position. But, yeah, I mean, that's my opinions on all these cards. I definitely think at first glance you're like, oh my God, this promo is shit. But then if you actually look at the cards, you realize that they're pretty darn good. And yeah, you might not team of the year out your entire team like a lot of people did last year, like I did, because this year it's very schematic. Each of the players has to fit the scheme that you run. And I think a lot of these players can be put in different positions and can really, really do a good job. So I'm going to leave it at that. This is like a 7-minute long video. I apologize for the super long video, but yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to be putting out some gameplay soon, and I can finally friggin' buy back my team, but I am going to continue with this draft champion stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.